Wow, are these small? Are the Beats Solo buds. They're not the Beats Solo Studio, they're not the Beats Solo Pro, they're not just Beats Solo plain. And these are the most compact earbuds I've ever seen by Beats, and there's a reason for that. But first, let's talk a little bit about the specs and the unboxing experience. The box is pretty straightforward. You get only the earbuds and a couple of tips, which is nice, but you don't get a charging case and you don't get any other type of accessory. So pretty much a plain experience. And the reason for that is because these are earbuds with a case. Yeah, not charging case, just earbuds with a case. So that means that when you put the earbuds inside, they will shut off, they will disconnect from Bluetooth, but they won't start charging. So the case doesn't give you an additional battery. But hear me out, before you leave, there's something good about that, and obviously something that's not that good. First of all, you can get up to 18 hours of listening sessions with the earbuds themselves, and Apple says including spatial audio, although I tested them, and all of this depends on what volume you're using, even depends on what type of music you're using, but let's say you can get between 15 and 16 hours. Still not bad for a single listening session, and especially at this size. These things are extremely compact and pretty discreet. That's what I like the most. They're pretty stealthy, and is for those type of people that don't like bragging around what type of earbuds they have. They do have the Beats logo, so if anybody looks at them, they will know you're rocking a Beats product, but still, I think they're pretty stealthy and pretty discreet. Now, the thing that's positive about the buds not charging with the case is this. Once you have a pair of earbuds, let's say Soundbeats, AirPods, JBL, any brand you want, you listen to your earbuds, let's say maybe 10 minutes, and you have 100% battery. And after those 10 minutes, you might have 90% battery. Okay, you slide those bad boys back into the case and they start charging again. So it starts a charging cycle, which means you're charging them from 95% to 100, which is senseless if you ask me, but the case will do it regardless if you want them to charge or not. So if the case has juice, you're gonna start charging your earbuds. So that happens every time you use them. Doesn't matter if they have 10% of battery left or they have 98% battery left. They're gonna start charging. That actually decreases the life of how useful the battery can be inside your earbuds. So that is why it's pretty common for people to say, why did my left earbud stop working? Why did my right earbud stop working? Most of the time it's because some people tend to use only one earbud when they're maybe at the office, when maybe they're at the gym and talking to their trainer, and don't use both of them at the same time. So one of them has a little bit more wear and tear, and that's why one of the earbuds eventually stops working, because the battery actually, stops being useful and drains its whole life out, because it probably reached its cycle limit. So having a pair of earbuds you only charge when you actually need to charge them is pretty useful. And you can actually check the battery percentage pretty easy. Doesn't matter if you're using iOS or Android, because yes, these Beats Solo buds are compatible with both ecosystems. And in both of them, you can actually see how much battery you have left. So pretty easy. Once you reach about 20% of battery, then you can start charging them, and that way they will last a longer time. So that is something positive I found about these earbuds. Who knows, maybe in the future, earbud producers should actually put a button on the case so you can switch on when you want them to charge and when you don't want them. That would make earbuds, last a lot longer, right? Just an idea. But hey, this is a good start, and not everybody needs an integrated battery, because again, 15 hours will probably rock you the whole week if you use them maybe just for the gym, if you use them for walking, or if you use them at the office. And put a small dot next to gym, because there's something you need to know about that. Now, let's talk a little bit more about comfort. These are really comfortable, pretty small, at least for my ear types. Take into account everybody has different ears, so they might not be comfortable for you, but for me, they're fine. They do have passive isolation, which is not bad at all. It actually impressed me, because I thought ANC was going to be one of the features I was going to actually miss on these, because they don't have active noise cancellation. But no, I didn't actually end up missing it. Obviously, I haven't tried them on a plane. I tried them out at the gym, and we'll talk about that in a little second again. But I also tried them at the street, at my studio, regular usage, and not a problem whatsoever. They do isolate quite decent. Now, what type of audio do they actually have? Well, the deal with the audio is you can't change it. You can't equalize it. There is no app on iOS and there is no app on Android where you can actually change the EQ settings. You can only listen to the sound as it comes. And that's probably on purpose, and it's pretty Apple-like. And what type of sound am I talking about? Well, I heard a lot of people saying online that these were actually a little bit muddy, and I don't agree. I don't think they're muddy. Obviously, the sound quality and the sound type is not for everybody. You can separate the vocals from the mids and lows. They're pretty clear. The mids are the part that's maybe not the clearest, but again, usable. And again, this word is gonna be the one I'm using all the time because that's how I would describe these. Not bad, but the part that actually let me down a bit, because it's what normally Beats is actually known for, is the lows. The bass on these earbuds is not that good. It's kind of lacking a little bit of that punchiness, a little bit of that strength. It's just barely listenable. I would have thought Beats products would have been a little bit more bass heavy, but again, that doesn't mean they're bad. That just means they have a little bit more of a balanced sound. Now, there is a couple of things that are bad, and let me tell you what I'm talking about. First of all, one of the most important things is that you cannot find a single trace of any type of IPX rating, which means they might die on you if you sweat on them. And I'm talking maybe just a small walk from the bus where you're commuting to your work or wherever you're going might actually kill them. So I have no way of guaranteeing they will last you a long time. You can't use them obviously on the rain, and I would definitely not use them at the gym because that's where you sweat the most. And I did use them there, that they did survive, but who knows? The scenario might be different for you. So again, if you're somebody that's very outdoorsy, does a lot of exercise, or even sweats a lot, well, these are definitely an option I wouldn't consider. Second point I actually didn't like about these earbuds as well is that the buttons are kind of rough. They do have physical buttons, they don't have touch controls, but they're pretty rough. You have to press on that button and you will stick the earbud into your ear, which in my case is pretty uncomfortable, and I don't like that sensation. I like a balance. I don't like touch buttons that are too sensitive, but I also don't like touch buttons where I have to stick the earbud all the way into my brain. So definitely something I don't like about the earbuds. I prefer just using everything straight from my phone, and that way I don't have to touch that button and hurt my ears. But again, that might be different for you, but for me, pretty uncomfortable. And another thing you can't do for the buttons is actually have too many options. You can map them straight from the Bluetooth menu if you have an iPhone, and you can map them straight from the menu if you have an Android device. In your app, you have to download the Beats app. But the options you have there are limited because the earbuds themselves are limited. You can't have anything like ANC because they don't have ANC. You can't have anything like transparency mode because they don't have transparency mode. So the only things you can do is play, pause, switch song, and actually you can also put the volume up and down, which is not bad, but again, pretty limited for a pair of earbuds that cost $80. That's the issue with these. $80 is actually pretty decent considering they're Beats product. But compared to the competition, like maybe Earfun, like maybe Soundbeats, that's double the price, and minus the double functions you could actually get with any of these two brands. So these are way too expensive to consider for the price point, but who knows? If you're a Beats fan, again, it's a good grab, it's a nice price, they are a Beats product, the build quality is okay, they look nice. I know there are people that will buy these just because they're Beats. I won't judge you. I mean, I even bought these stupid hammerheads from Razer, which sound terribly. But drop a comment below. Are you thinking about grabbing these? Do you have them already? And also, maybe check out this video with a different option, which I think is a little bit better than these. And don't forget to subscribe and drop a like because it helps us out quite a bit.